Have you ever wondered why you have conversations with yourself? I really want you to think about that for just a minute. What I'm going to explain to you is how to use that to your benefit. I've done this. I learned this technique from Neville Goddard, and if you've never heard of him or read any of his information, I really think you should. So this isn't just a theory. I've used it. I've helped family and friends with it. So I can make a promise to you right now that this will change your life if you do the things I suggest. Before we get into the 3 steps, I really want to talk about your conscious mind, right? It can accept or reject. Your program, your unconscious mind can't. Whatever's impressed on it becomes an automatic habit, and it immediately starts to create whatever that thought that you impressed is. So when the program's running, it's going to be positive or negative, right? I'm hoping that you guys have watched enough of my videos to really grasp that, and not just, most people never take action on anything that's ever suggested to them, right? It's just scientifically proven that 3% of people actually write the stuff down and actually start to implement it. So I really want you to make a committed decision before we get into this video that you're going to write the information down and actually take action on it. So what happens is we start an inner dialogue, right? We have inner conversations with ourselves all the time, right? We're thinking about something and we start an inner conversation. The problem is if you're not paying attention and you're just letting the program run, it's going to be the same conversation about the same person over and over and over. You're creating a story about a future outcome that hasn't even happened yet. Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between reality and imagination. So when you're creating this story, if you're not intentional about it and really paying attention and creating it the way you want it to be, and you're just unconsciously thinking about someone who you're upset with and creating an argument that you're going to have when you confront this person, that's how that conversation's going to go. So the 3 steps, the first thing is you need to become aware that this is going on, right? So if you don't believe this is happening, I just want you to pause this video right now and think about someone who's upset you, and let the program run, and then become aware of the inner dialogue that's happening. It's immediate. Everyone does this. There's no unique person that does not do this. So I can speak with certainty that you're doing this, right? So we have to become aware that we're doing this. And by becoming aware that we're doing this, we have to pay attention and be in the present moment, right? So first, you need to become aware. This is happening. I am not unique. I am doing this. The second thing is you need to become aware by being in the present moment and catching yourself doing that, right? And it's gonna be a tug of war. You can't just change a habit overnight, right? We understand this, right? So the third step to this is you have to use repetition, right? So here's what typically happens. A family member, whatever, a friend, a boss, somebody says something, or somebody says something to you that somebody said something, or that wants to talk to you, or said something behind your back. You immediately start thinking about that person and starting an inner dialogue. I need you to become aware, is it positive or negative, right? That's the first step. You become aware that this is going on and you start to look at, is it positive or negative? All successful people that I know and study are very good at having really good dialogue. When something bad happens, whether in their life or in their business or just in their personal life even, they're very hyper-focused on not starting a negative dialogue about that outcome, right? And they've done this through repetition, paying attention and thinking about it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, and changing the whole story, right? When you change it from negative to positive, it doesn't matter if it's unconscious anymore. You don't have to be in the present now, because every time you start an inner dialogue, it's going to be positive, which is going to totally change your life. So one, you got to become aware that this even is happening. You have to pay attention, right? Today would be a very good time to actually be in the present moment and be thinking about that this is going to happen at some point in your day. You're either going to be letting the program run and you're going to be creating a story about lack or limitation or how the world's unfair, or that this person wronged you, or that your relationship you're in isn't that great, and you're going to be building a story about the person you're with, or you're going to be talking negatively about yourself. Oh man, I always make a mistake. I can never just be a good person. I always, right? So you became aware that this is happening. The second is you need to be present long enough to start to change that story, which is not easy, right? But you take the time and make this an exercise, and you work on it all the time, right? This is why I created the journal, so that you guys could work on one thing at a time for 90 days and change that habit. Everyone wants instant gratification, and I'm really starting to believe this is why only 3% of people change, because only 3% of people are willing to take a year or two to change their life. Everyone else, if it's not within a week, they'd rather stay in the program and complain about not having anything, or nothing's going right, or that their life isn't that great, right? I can't help you with that if you're not going to make a committed decision. I've given you guys so much free information to change your whole life. Every part of your life, health, wealth, love, and happiness, all of it, right? I know people that fly around the country and go to these big events, paying thousands of dollars to be there, and hundreds and thousands of dollars for airfare. And they've gathered massive amounts of information, and they never do anything with it because they won't do the bare basics. They won't start in the very beginning and actually build a foundation. This inner dialogue is one of the most important things that is going on in your life every day. You are creating your reality through an inner talking to yourself. You have to change this. It's vital. And when you do, things will start to change. I promise. I've done this. This isn't theory. I'm not talking from I read a book and I'm trying to explain to you something I read in a book. I implement this in my life on a daily basis. I've made a habit of having amazing inner talk, and my life has changed 10x. I'm not trying to it's just frustrating because most people won't change. So maybe I just need to quit caring so much. I don't know, but I know that everyone wants to change. They want this quick fix. So I kind of went off on a rant, whatever. I'm just gonna keep making content, keep giving it information. If you guys, I promise you, if you use it, your life will change. If you don't, have fun. I don't know. I really want you guys to change, and I know I've done everything I've talked about. There's not one thing I've suggested to you that I haven't done for myself through countless hours of repetition and paying attention and being in the present moment and working through things and in tug of wars with myself for long periods of time, fighting against these gangsters that are in our mind. Our thoughts are like gangsters when they're negative. They're just constantly bombarding you because that's the vibration. They only can attract other negative thoughts. Nothing positive can come from something negative. All disease is negative. All lack is negative. All anger is negative. All resentment is negative. None of that can be positive, ever. It's impossible. It's not supported by the laws. I hope this video helped you guys. I really do hope that you guys really start taking action on some of the things that I've suggested. So thanks, guys. Please like and subscribe. And, I really suggest you guys get one of my journals because it's the repetition that really helps you change. And if you don't want to give a lot of mental bandwidth to change, just doing the journal, even if it's unconsciously, you have to stop and focus and be in the present moment. You have to read what it says and then fill out, and then read what it says and fill out, right? And when you're writing, you're present, right? When you're reading, you're not present. You're gonna be present for some of it, and then some of it you're off thought tripping, right? I mean, I love reading. Trust me, I think everyone needs to be reading. But journaling to me is 10 times more important than reading. So thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye.